Hello everyone! Today we are visiting one of the largest developers in Bali, LOYO BONDAR, and with us is one of the founders, Filipp Orlov. Filipp, hi!
Hi! Always happy to work and chat with one of the biggest agencies you could say in Bali now.
Let me start right off with the first question. Can you tell us what risks an investor faces when buying real estate?
Bali is both about risks and opportunities, because there are a few international real estate markets in the world right now: Thailand, Turkey, Dubai, and Bali. And Bali now, well, why is everyone coming to Bali? Because right now Bali offers the highest returns on rentals, that is from 12 to 15%. But if you get in at the right time, we have plenty of clients who are still getting 16 or even 17%. Accordingly, when it comes to reselling, people are making anywhere from 25 to 40% quite easily. If we talk about risks, then probably the main one is delays in deadlines. That is, right now, delays of several months are possible. But in general, according to global practice, this is quite a reasonable situation. There's also the risk of working with inexperienced young developers. So if you want to buy very cheap real estate, you really need to be very selective. Yes, we were the same way, and people could buy cheap real estate from us, but those who did were lucky. Probably the key thing is to go through an agency, because the more deals an agency closes, the more responsibility it has to its clients, and as a result, it will be more careful in selecting projects. We always recommend choosing agents, or rather developers who are working on several projects, because when a developer is building just one project, there are a lot of risks of running into some kind of issue. We have a lot of experience, but it's spread out across different complexes. And if all that experience were concentrated in a single complex, maybe there would be some other problems that could arise.
This is about risks. Is there anything else you might add to that? Here is the latest news about the earthquake in Thailand. Many people are worried about tsunamis there, not to mention all the unfinished construction and so on. Maybe you could also add something about natural disasters or other natural phenomena. How is the investor protected in this case?
In fact, according to Indonesian law, we work closely with the architectural departments of Bali and Jakarta. And in Bali, as in Jakarta, the requirement is for buildings to withstand a 9-point seismic event. So the highest magnitude recorded here in the last 20 years was, if I'm not mistaken, 7.1 or 7. So basically, earthquakes don't really happen here, but of course this is Asia, so it's possible. In Thailand, there was a case where a tower partially collapsed. Well, not completely, but it partially collapsed. It was only about 30% built, and they're still dealing with it. Something went wrong there. Just look at how many towers there are in Bangkok. Look at how many towers there are in Pattaya. Look at how many 8 to 10-story buildings there are in Phuket. So nothing has collapsed, nothing has fallen anywhere. That's why Asia knows how to build. Now, regarding risks, there are no tsunamis here either, and there never have been. The main risks are about choosing the right developer accordingly. And one of the main risks, which is also important to consider, is that many agencies are now selling to clients with the intention of subsequent resale. You should treat this resale as an opportunity, but not as a guarantee. And now we always make it very clear in meetings with clients and agencies that this idea that you'll be expecting a 40% profit from resale in 6 to 10 months, and that you're entering the project with this goal in mind, that's not the right approach, it's a risk. But on the other hand, many clients who come in with the goal of renting out or potentially reselling do end up making a very good profit. Because we have clients who are ready to buy out units, and well, as a result, they make a good profit. Whenever you buy a unit from us, you get access to a closed channel. It's called the LB Invest Club, where you receive about 3 months before a project launches an offer that is unique to our investors. And for us, well, let's say every 4 to 5 months a new project is launched. As for why you should choose us as a developer, or major developers in general, it's because you need to look not only at how the construction of a specific project is progressing, but also at how construction is managed overall. I would always recommend, and we always show the construction sites of our other projects, the status of completed properties. We also have 2 manufacturing facilities, one for stretch ceilings and one for windows. Looking a bit ahead, we will also be opening a furniture manufacturing facility. Accordingly, we have our own property management company, our own equipment, and our offices in Bali. In fact, here's a basic guideline. At the very least, choose developers who have an office in Bali, because if a developer doesn't have an office in Bali, it means there's something wrong with their paperwork. So there should definitely be an office, and in fact, not that many developers actually have one here.
If you could give one piece of advice to a potential client who is choosing real estate in Bali, what would it be?
If you have between 10 and 30% of your budget, and that amount is more than $80,000, roughly speaking, and you have 10, 20 or 30% of your budget available, then invest without hesitation. And we have what we call the 1 year rule. That is, invest the amount of money you feel comfortable with, observe for a year, and after a year, you'll come back to Southeast Asia, whether it's Thailand or Bali. Take it easy for a year. Don't buy too much real estate at once. Just get yourself an apartment or a villa, go through the year, make a profit, and I'm sure you'll want to come back.